Aham Urmila. I am Urmila. You may not recognize me at once, but I'm there in the Ramayana. Just a routine reference or two, though largely overlooked. Overlooked. Passed over. Forgotten. Ignored. That is the story of my life. Who remembers that I too am Janaki, daughter of King Janaka, Maithili, princess of Mithila city, Vaidehi, treasure of the Videha kingdom. It was Sita, 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 all the way. She was the light of father's eyes, even though he found her in a furrow. I, his birth daughter, born soon after, I was always Sita's sister. If father noticed me at all, it was only to ask me, "Where is Sita?" One step behind. That's where I was. She in the sun and I in the shadow. Every day I prayed to Medha Devi, the goddess of intelligence.
Medha Devi Jushamana na agat Vishwachi Bhadra Sumanasya Mana Tvaya Jushta Nudamana Duruktan Brahatvadema Vidake Suvira Hamsa Hamsaya Vidmahe Paramahamsaya Dhimahi Tanno Hamsa Prachodayat.
Father was known as the scholar king. I had to earn the right to be his daughter. I was first in class. Economics, politics, poetry, literature, mathematics, herb lore, all of it. Our court invited great scholars and thinkers and held discussions and debates all the time. Students were encouraged to participate. My answers impressed everyone. Maharishi Bharadwaja himself once said, "Maharaj, your daughter Urmila should have been named Medha, Sumedha, brilliant." Did father hear him at all? Or did father know what a good dancer I was? My teacher Madhavi, our famous court dancer, she called me her best pupil. At our spectacular spring festival, which drew visitors from far and wide, she chose to present me alone to dance the glorious prayer to the goddess of dawn. If I did well, would father look at me, caress my cheek, and maybe even say, "Well done"?
Purani Devi Yuvati Purandiranuvratham Charasi Vishwavare Ushudevyamarthya Vibhahi Chandraratha
Where is father? His seat is empty. Yes? What? Oh, I see. On his way to the recital, Sita had stubbed a toe. Father had to leave to be with her, of course. I excelled in archery. In the blink of an eye, I could topple any target, motionless or moving. No one gave my skills a second thought. However, when Sita picked up a rotting box holding a crumbling bow to find a ball that had rolled under it, she became the stuff of legends. Worthless box became mammoth in size. Worm-eaten bow became massive in weight. And Sita figured as Shakti, the goddess of power. I seriously think father believed in this myth. For why else would he organize a bride-winning competition where only the man who could string that bow could marry his precious daughter? Well, we all know what happened next. Before we could realize it, Sita and I were married off to brothers. She to Rama, the crown prince of Ayodhya, and I to Lakshmana, his younger brother. Now, Rama married Sita not because he strung up that bow. In fact, that ancient bow broke at his touch. But because the minute he set foot in that court, he fell in love with her at first sight. Lakshmana married me because he was proud, thrilled, elated, ecstatic to marry his brother's wife's sister, me. As we were leaving Mithila for Ayodhya, father called me to his chambers for the first time alone, and he said, with a break in his voice, Urmila, take good care of Sita. She may feel homesick. Not that I had anything to complain about my life in Ayodhya back then. No one was unkind. My husband, all his time was spent in serving Rama, whom he worshipped. I convinced myself that Lakshmana loves me, quietly, if not passionately. How could I have ever known that one fine day he would abandon me, his wedded wife, without a single word, without a second thought, to follow his brother and his wife, yes, my sister, Sita, to follow them into the forest to serve them for the 14 years of their exile. No question of my joining that trio. Lakshmana said, I cannot be bothered by you when I'm serving them. Besides, who will take care of the old folk at home? You. It all happened so suddenly Sita was sitting in front of the mirror, admiring, exulting, preening. Nothing new. Sita was always lost in daydreams and sitting in front of the mirror. But I grant you, on that day, she had reason. She was trying on jewel after jewel and picking up and discarding garments, trying to decide what to wear to the magnificent court ceremony the very next day when her husband Rama was to be installed the crown prince of Ayodhya. That's when Rama walks in nonchalantly and says, "That's all off. I have been exiled to the forest for 14 years. Wait for me." Who would have imagined that shy, sweet, meek-mannered, mild-tempered Sita could raise such a storm of protest? She accused Rama of breaking their marriage vows and abandoning her. "How could you be so cruel, so brutal, so harsh?" she said. "I will die if you leave me here," she said. "Anyway, it's a wife's duty to follow her husband always. It's there in the Shastras. I will come," she said. But she did not say, what about Lakshmana abandoning his wife? She did not say, what about my sister's duty to follow her husband? She did not say. Let us take Urmila with us. And that is why I sit here in this palace of ghosts, pounding herbs for my sister's mother-in-law. She in the sun and I in the shadows. No, I do not chant of the dawn. I chant of the night. Ratri Suktam.
O goddess of the night, we begin and end with you. You determine whether we are bound or free. You who are within me, awake, dispel my darkness, fill me with light, fill me with truth. O goddess of the night, come, save me.
Aham Meenakshi. I am Meenakshi. Once I was a gorgeous woman with eyes like stars, until I was defaced, mutilated, disfigured. Who knows me by my real name now? Meenakshi. But say Surpanakha, and the whole world knows me. That's what the Ramayana calls me. Surpanakha, the woman with grotesque nails, pot-bellied, cross-eyed, harsh-voiced, an ogress with monstrous breasts and mangy hair, Surpanakha. That's how they twisted my second name, Chandranakha, the woman with nails that shimmer like the crescent moon. Why do they hate me? Aryan men are frightened of full-blooded, free-spirited, feisty women. Women who look them straight in the eye and speak their mind. They feel safe only with skinny, scraggy, washed-out girls who do nothing but bleat. And what do they bleat? Yes, my lord. No, my lord. In my matriarchal tribe, it is no virtue for women to whinge and cringe. Here, men and women are equals. You call me promiscuous. That's just male anxiety. Male fear at a woman who doesn't hide her sensuality. If I like a man, I walk straight up to him and say so. That's what my mother Kaikeshi did to the sage Vishrava. And I am her daughter. Mighty Ravana, ruler of the 3 worlds, was my brother. My grandmother, Tataka, trained me in physical combat. She ruled her vast forest like a tigress. That forest was bordered by powerful kingdoms, and the men of Kosala and Videha constantly tried to grab her lands, plant their crops, graze their cattle, build their cities, mine her mountains, steal her rivers, massacre her animals. To her tribe, they brought disease and temptation. She learned to show no mercy to those savage plunderers. Tataka helped me. She helped me marry the Kalakeya king, Vidyut Jehava, lightning tongue. His tongue could indeed dazzle me with flamboyant love talk and fierce kissing. But he belonged to an enemy clan, and my brother Ravana threatened to kill us both. Eventually, Ravana did kill my husband. He gifted this vast Dandakaranya forest to me as dowry for a dead husband. Tataka told me to get over my tragedy. You are free. Enjoy it, she said. And so, I roamed without a care, skipping in the meadows, swinging in the trees, swimming in the streams, wearing wild flowers in my hair. When did I first see Rama? It was right here, in Dandaka forest. A dark young man with a bow, serene, upright, radiant. Priyatama आसमान में प्रियतम है वन में प्रियतम है मन में. A young woman runs up to him and bleats. What? Where were you? Why are you so late? Oh, you were delayed by the sages. You promised them you would kill their enemies. But Rama, their enemies are not our enemies. Our duty is to stay out of trouble and go back to rule our kingdom. Don't listen to them. Listen to me. I strode up to Rama and I said to him, look at me. We were made for each other. Come with me. Let us roam together. I will give you pleasures you haven't even dreamed of. Forget that puny creature you call wife. But they laugh at me. Rama and his brother. They mock my love. They cut off my nose. They twist my arms. They kick me out. No, it is no big deal for these great Aryan heroes to destroy and disfigure a woman from the dark Danava race. That's when it finally hit me. This was the same Rama who killed my grandmother Tataka. Broken, bleeding, mutilated. I thirst for revenge. I make sure that Rama's wife is abducted by my brother Ravana. I make sure that even if Rama manages to steal her back, he can never be sure that she remains untainted, that he is not dishonored. My face was still swollen and bleeding when Ravana went to steal Sita. Nobody could stop me from following them unseen. I had to watch justice being done. Justice being done to me. Crouched on top of a tree, I watched Ravana chase a terrified Sita as she tried to hide in bushes, in caves, jump into the river. I heard Sita scream as Ravana grabbed her by the hand, dragged her through the trees, flung her into his chariot, and drove away to an alien land. As I watched Sita run, as I heard Sita scream, I realized something. Too late. You see, vengeance is not justice, no balm, no peace. Vengeance is a flame that burns your flesh, smoke that blinds your eyes, ash that fills your mouth. Rama did manage to steal Sita back. A miracle indeed. But how right I was. All Rama wanted to do was avenge his manhood, kill his wife's abductor, discard soiled goods. I don't want you back. Get away from me. I can't bear to look at you. That's what the man who got my nose cut said to the woman he wanted to protect by getting my nose cut. Oh, they patched it up after all. But suspicion, the green-eyed monster, can never stop eating into your soul. So, it was back to the forest for Sita. This time pregnant with twins. Why? Rama couldn't believe that they were his. Listen. Look. This is the garden I grew after the Lanka war was over and most of my clan was under the earth. I sit here for hours, just feeling the breezes blow, flowers bloom, butterflies hover. When Sita was dumped in this my realm, I didn't let her see me. Instead, I whistled like a drongo so that Sita would follow the bird calls and find my garden. Sita's garden. And here she walked every day, her womb heavy with twins, among the aromatic herbs and flowers I grew to get the poison out of her system. Here she played with her little sons, and then they grew into sturdy boys. Finally, stripped of her sons, she fell into the chasms of the earth. And this is my home. Like my grandmother before me, I protect every grain of sand, every blade of grass, every bush and tree, every hill and stream, every animal and bird. I drive off all those who try to plunder her wealth fiercely. The city people call me demoness, for I am Tataka now. I am the forest. And no, I don't have to jump into the earth. Like all of us, I am the earth. Mandodari. I am Mandodari. Now, on this vast battlefield, like a mountain shattered by a thunderbolt, my husband Ravana lies dead, pierced by arrows, hacked by swords drenched in blood. My husband Ravana, my lord of Lanka, conqueror of the universe, vanquisher of the gods, terror of the earth, the death of death, lies dead? My love, how overjoyed was I the day you told my father Maya, king of the underworld, and my mother Hema, the divine Apsara, Pura Vishravasaf Putro Ravano Nama Rakshasah. I, Ravana, descendant of Brahma, the creator, grandson of Pulastya Prajapati, son of Vishrava the formidable, I, Ravana, am proud to call your daughter my chief queen. On that day of delight, fainting in joy, breathless in adoration, how could I have ever imagined this day of doom? And I watched it all happen right before my eyes. I watched you rush into the flames, dragging our whole race into the blaze. Gone. Gone forever. Sacrificed in a senseless war. My dear sons, my darling boys, Atikaya, where are you? Akshaya Kumara, where are you? Meghnad, you came into this world with a cry like exploding thunder. So, apne chanchalpan so, mere aanchal dhan so, apne chanchalpan so, mere aanchal dhan so. पुष्कर सोता है निज सर में, भंवर सो रहा है पुष्कर में, पुष्कर सोता है निज सर में, भंवर सो रहा है पुष्कर में, सो मेरे गृह गुंजन सो, मेरे आंचल धन सो, ऊपर तारे झलक रहे हैं, गोखों से ललक रहे हैं, गोखों से ललक रहे नीचे मोती ढलक रहे हैं, नीचे मोती ढलक रहे हैं, सो अपने चंचलपन सो सो मेरे आंचल धन सो. Even as I suckled you, I could feel your lust for power in the heat of your blood. I knew then that you were not destined for a life of peace. Just like your father, you strode into the universe, hunting for prey. Even Indra, king of the gods, could not withstand your might. And when Indra surrendered to my son, my Meghnad became Indrajit, conqueror of the thunder god. How your father boasted about you, and how you worshipped your father. You thought Ravana had the right to take anything he craved. You died upholding your father's right to snatch a helpless woman from her husband. And now, my eyes will never shine when they see yours. My heart will never leap to the sound of your footsteps. My hand will never warm to the touch of your hand. My husband lying helpless before me, severed limbs, bleeding wounds, sightless eyes. How often did you clasp my slender waist in your triumphant arms? How deeply you gazed into my eyes, and how many times did you tell me, Mandodari, I have countless wives, but no one counts as much as you do. Until you saw the wife of Rama. When I first saw Sita, she was covered in dust, shrunken in shame, weeping under the tree in our backyard. No way was she equal to me in birth or in beauty. Oh, mighty Ravana, you had celestial nymphs pining for you. Why on earth did you abduct this creature? But Sita terrified me. Neither power nor wealth, neither threat nor blandishment could make her share your bed. She had, what can I say, an inner strength like a flame. Don't steal another's wife. Don't do it. You will get a curse put upon you. Take any woman who will smile upon you. Return Sita to her husband, I begged. You laughed. You said I was jealous. Again and again I told you, Sita is not a woman. She is the fatal gem on the cobra's hood. The cobra came to claim the gem, and you lie dead on this battlefield. I know no one is equal to you in all the three worlds. Even the gods bow before you. You are invincible. You are invincible. How could Rama's arrow kill you? No. Rama's arrow did not have the power to kill you, Ravana. You were consumed by the venom in your heart. Lobha, Krodha, Moha, Kama, greed and lust. Lust and greed. Who can withstand their fatal spell? And how could you escape cosmic justice for ravaging the innocent, terrorizing the helpless? And you fell. How you fell. And when you fell, you and me and all our people and all our world fell, never to rise again. And Sita, freed from her nightmare, Sita will soon return to Rama's triumphant arms. And I, Mandodari, your darling wife, your chief queen, I, Mandodari, who once roamed with you through cloud-draped mountains, who made love to you in the singing woods by dancing streams. I, Mandodari, drift into the desert.